So guys, today I'm gonna be doing a watch photo shoot here in Brooklyn, New York. We've got some amazing models, and I'm gonna show you a little bit about my secret sauce. You guys have been asking for it, and today I'm gonna give you all of the secrets. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I edit my photos to get that nice, warm, kind of creamy look that I do. I'm gonna just be doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I'm talking too much. So let's get to it. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Once Upon a Time. Let me give you a little studio tour here in Brooklyn. I guess the vibe is kind of like homey. We're going for like a romantic vibe, so we have a male and a female model today. There's gonna be no smooging allowed, you know, we're people of God, and so everything's gonna be consensual too. But anyways, we're gonna be hanging out here, kind of the living room area. Huge lights coming in here. It is a little dark as you go back into that area of the studio, but I think that we can probably work with this area a lot. Maybe move the couch sideways so we have a little more space to play. We got great props here. So I want to introduce you to our first model today here, who just happened to arrive a little bit early. Person I've been following on Instagram for a while, came to New York, so we're gonna make it happen. Here today with
Glenn Dandridge. I can't show the watch.
Oh yeah, no, you can show it, you can show it. So Glenn, you are not that tall. He's standing on an Apple box right now. And what kind of, I guess, modeling do you usually do?
I do a lot of higher end fashion, brands like Ralph Lauren, Nautica, Lucky Brand, Brooks Brothers, stuff like that.
So this is below you.
I have a love for watches, so this is great. When you hit me up, I was like, no doubt, I'm here.
Let's freaking do it, guys. Let's do it. All right, I'm just gonna start shooting away. Glenn, what's the secret to the youthfulness at 40 years old?
Water.
Water.
H2O and sweat. Make sure you sweat.
Well, yeah, you've been doing modeling now for what? You said you played 10 years and then you 4.5 years modeling. That's great. We'll do that right there. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. I see. That's my secret, guys. You got to talk to them. They eventually do something you like and you tell them stop talking. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Once Upon a Time once again, because I already said that. And today we're here with
Juan
and
Tenzing.
And what are we doing today?
We are shooting Brew Watches.
Brew Watches, the best brand to tell time.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. So up to this point, I never really shot watches with two people. I was always like one kind of person and just shoot them one at a time. Sometimes, yeah, two, but it's kind of hard to incorporate two people into a watch photo shoot just because watches are so out of the way. Like the wrist is such a weird place to put two people in. But we took a bunch of photos here and I'm going to show you a couple more now. Dude, my crack is out in so many videos that I have to like put a bar.
Get the high, please.
Have your hand like on his face, respectfully. All right, that's it. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Hey.
All right, guys. So now that the photos are taken, we are about to go edit them, and I'm gonna show you the secrets of life. Secrets of life. Let's do it. All right, guys. So now we are in Lightroom. Lightroom is my preferred way to do all of my editing. It's super simple, and I like to keep things simple. But basically, I went through all of this, and I picked two photos that I thought were the best examples for this video. Now, here comes the bomb, what you guys have been waiting for, and it's how I edit my photos. And to be truthful with you, I use all the presets, you know, like we have so many presets here, and what I like to do is go through them and pick a good starting point and edit from there. I think that, in my opinion, people that are selling you presets and things are sometimes a little scammy and scummy, just because you can do this all yourself as long as you take your time and work through Lightroom and such. Me, myself, I like my photos to have a certain kind of look to them, which is very natural while still having a little bit of attitude. It definitely helps that I'm using the Fujifilm here because it obviously has those really nice colors from the color theory and the simulation that I'm using here. But as you can see, all I'm going to do here is just start going through all of these settings slowly. So we have the highlights here, we have the shadows, the whites and the blacks. I usually like to keep it exactly how you're seeing it right there. Add a little bit of texture, a little bit of clarity. That makes the photo just pop a little more. Now I notice the watches are in 2 in focus here, but it's more of a lifestyle photo anyway, so I'm not too focused on exactly how the watches look as much as I'm focused on what the vibe of the photo is. You know, we wanted to give couple, we wanted to give something that was kind of family oriented, just people in love that look really fashionable. Thankfully, these 2 models had an amazing wardrobe, so they were able to send me photos beforehand. So at this stage in the edit, I'm also not really worried about how the skin looks or any of that as far as like pimples or imperfections. I'm just kind of looking at the colors. Now, because yellows and oranges are so close together here and the watches are yellow, I kind of want to play around with that a little bit, but not too much because it might lose the original color here. But then I remember, hey, you know, these photos are supposed to be fun and they're supposed to be more about the lifestyle. So I don't really care too much about the color. Grain, I always add a little bit just because if you don't, you can get really like, it looks almost fake. So I like to add a little bit of grain just because I think it makes the photos look a little more realistic here. And now that I have the colors, let's take this into Photoshop. So now we're in Photoshop and I want to show you the 2 photos we'll be working on. We have the one of the couple here, which is really nice. It's like a classic family photo. And then I also have this really nice close-up I took of Glenn of the watch. It's really nice and crisp. There's some issues there, but we'll fix that. And so I want to start off with the family photo here. And basically the first thing and the most important thing that I always do is just fix all of these little imperfections with the spot removal tool. So you can do all of like little acne marks or just little dots on the skin. You can also do little hair strands that are a little lost there. So I'm just going to go through all that really quickly here. And that is just, you know, something I do in all of my photos to make sure everything looks clean so we can go into the next step, which is skin. Now, when it comes to skin, I do something you guys will hate me for, but I use AI. I select all of the skin. And now I don't do this in every single time. I just do this when I'm in a rush like now. So it's a little tip for y'all if you don't have a lot of time. But if you just select this places with like blemishes and stuff and then tell it to generate, it will actually do a pretty good job. And like, look, I'm somebody who doesn't like AI. However, sometimes it does have its uses. And as you can see here, it just helped me clean out a little bit of the skin here. I lowered the opacity so that it fits in a little more with the theme here and it doesn't look too fake. And then I just merge the images. Now, another little trick I do for watches, specifically here, is going to be adding some contrast and brightness. So I just select a little area, I adjust it to what I think looks good, and then I just paint in the rest. This adds a little bit of the yellow that we lost in Lightroom, and it just makes them stand out a little more. So now when it comes to cropping, I think you shouldn't be scared of cropping things out. A lot of times people are scared of cropping out their models or a little bit of the head, but you gotta remember what the purpose of this photo is. This is a photo about watches with a little bit of lifestyle in it, you know? So you have to keep the watches in view and you have to do something that makes sense for the watches. So I like to keep the watches in like the middle area, somewhere in between those squares, and it always looks nice. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow these 2 amazing people. This is their Instagrams right here. And next time, oh, did I put it right on your face? Yeah, follow her right here. And next time I see you, I'm going to drive a car super peacefully through a street for 24 hours, live streaming everything. Alright, see you next week. And I'm gonna eat soap.
Eat soap?
Yeah.
What do you mean?